Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the point that is training. To keep the organization in competition, there is need of knowledgeable and skillful employees. So this need is fulfilled only by proper training. So that is our today's point, training. Okay, we'll see one by one. First, definition of training. So training is an act of increasing the knowledge and skill of an employee for performing a particular job. A employee, he is doing a particular job, and if the employee is been given a proper training and updating his knowledge for doing a job, so he can impart his work in a confident manner. Okay, so next is benefits. If you give a good training to your employees, so what organization benefits are there? Very first, workers work efficiently. Each worker, when he knows exactly what work he has to do, how to operate a machine, how to do a transaction, so ultimately his work will be in a efficient and a smooth manner. So that is the first benefit. The next is wastage is eliminated. Like you can say resources like material, money, it is been eliminated. If the work is in an efficient manner, the employee knows how to operate the things in a proper manner, the resources will be saved and it won't be wasted. So that is the second benefit. Next is fewer accidents. So in an organization where you can see there are heavy machineries where the employee has to operate it, if the operating thing has been trained in a proper manner, so chances of accidents get less. So that is the next benefit. Next is no need of close supervision. So here the supervisor, there is no need of constant controlling over him, or there is no need of constant looking towards the employee, how he is working, whether he is doing it in a proper manner or no. So ultimately, if you have given a good training to your employee, he has become more skilled towards his work, then there is no need of close supervision. Okay, so that is the next benefit. Afterwards is loyal to an organization. See, when a person knows how to operate the things, how to do the work in a proper manner, so he becomes more confident towards his work. And if the confidence increases, the morale of the employee increases, and that ultimately raises to what? Loyalty towards the organization. He becomes more loyal because he knows his work in a very good manner. So that is the next benefit that a company can get if they provide proper training to their employees. Okay, so that is about the benefit. The next point is methods of training. Now basically we can see there are two methods of training, that is on the job and off the job. So before selecting this method of training, ultimately organization consider some factors like what is the nature of job, what is the size of the organization, which type of workers to be trained, what is the cost to be incurred. So all these factors are being considered, and according to that, which method is suitable, that is been decided by the organization. So basically in HR or in organization, there are two types of training. On the job, it is also known as internal training, and second is off the job, which is known as external training. That we will see one by one. The first is on the job training. So basically on the job training means what? When the training is given to the employee at its workplace. So when he is doing presently where he is working, there itself he is getting the training time to time, is known as on the job training. Okay, so that is the point. Now in that there are several methods still used by the organization. Again, it depends upon the job itself. Okay, so the first method is JIT. JIT means what? Job instruction training. So in this word itself we can understand the trainer step by step instruct the employee or the trainee how to do a particular task. Okay, and here what happens, it is a chance of what? Giving a quick feedback, as the trainer and the trainee both are working at the same place. So the first thing is the trainer demonstrate the activity or the task, how to do the task, and then tell to the trainee to do the particular task. And wherever the error comes, the fast feedback is given to improvise his particular activity. Okay, so that is what JIT, that is job instruction training. Second is coaching. Now everyone has everyone knows the word that is coach. Okay, so coaching or expert, here what it is, in this method a coach or an expert guides his training. Here both worker or trainee work work for a common goal to achieve. For example, you can say a gym coach or a cricket coach, or you can say athletic coach. Okay, so this what they do, they have a common goal, and where the trainer or the coach gives information or guidance to how to work a particular thing. Take for example, in a gym coach tell the trainer how to, if we have joined a gym for a particular purpose, then how to fulfill the purpose with a designed time, that the coach tells you. The diet plan, it may be, that may be the exercise what they have to do. So such kind of activities the coach does, and according to that the training is been provided. So that is coaching. Okay, next is mentoring. Mentor, generally it is what, now there is a bit confusion between coaching and mentor, that is one and the same. That people feel this both points are one and the same. Now in coaching, ultimately what it is, that it is done for a particular purpose, improving the task or the skill of the employee. Whereas in mentor, ultimately there is improvement in the task, as well as there is a emotional attachment or emotional improvement or development of the trainee. So here the trainee sees his mentor as a role model. So if the role of the mentor is like say he learns from him time management, he learns from him work orientation, so such kind of, or commitment towards the work, such kind of things also he learns directly from the mentorship, or that is been trained for the training along with the task that he has to fulfill. So that is mentor. Next point is job rotation. So what is job rotation? It involves periodically moving people from one job to the another job. So basically, to inform the trainee or to broaden the knowledge of the employee, the job rotation is been carried out. Okay, take for example in a banking criteria, or in the banking sector, what they do, to understand the each knowledge of the each desk, there is what they do the job rotation, and that is periodically, so that there will always be a substitute for a particular employee, and the service will be in a fluent manner. So that is what they have to do in the banking sector. So the person, employees in the banking, knows knowledge of each particular desk. Okay, so that is job rotation, where the job is being rotated to broaden the knowledge of the employee. Next is apprenticeship. Apprenticeship is generally what, here particularly it is given to people seeking skilled jobs, like you can say plumber, electrician, or iron workers. Now these people put under the guidance of the expert worker. So they move with them, particularly they work with the expert person, expert trainer, and he shows him how to do a particular work, how to act, how to, now take for example a electrician, expert electrician, he takes some 2 to 3 trainees with him. He shows how to connect the wires and all, so that once, twice they see it, and third time they selfly, the trainee does that in a practical manner. So that is what, that is in the skilled job, this apprenticeship is being done. Now in such period, particularly the period may be from 1 year to 2 years, where during this period the person or the trainee is being provided the stipend. When he is in the apprenticeship, ultimately he is getting a stipend, and once 1 year or 2 year he has finished his work, and his work has been considered as an expertise, then company thinks of making him into the on roll. and there his salary actually starts. Okay, so that is in the apprenticeship. Similarly, the same thing happens in the internship. Now you must be listen the word internship. Internship generally used for the professional terms, like you can see it is used in engineering, it is used in management field, it is used in medical field, it is used in a CA. When you are doing a CA practice, ultimately you have to, if you want to become a good CA, what you do, you join a articleship, okay, under a good CA person. He trains you how to do the activity. So that is internship. Okay, so that is generally what, where the person, the expert person shows you how to do a particular activity at the workplace itself, so that your theoretical knowledge can be dealing with the practical knowledge in this particular period. So that is the next on the job method. The next method is committee assignment. So generally in the committee assignment, what they do, a group of trainees are asked to solve a given organizational problem by discussing the problem. Now a particular live problems are been given, or a case is been given regarding, and a committee is set up. Committee means what? A group of people, and then this group of people discuss how to solve that particular problem. And in this, what they learn, that is teamwork, how to improve the teamwork, how to consider the decision of the team. So when a committee assignment is done, committee assignment purpose is to improve the teamwork activity. So these are basically what? These are basically the on the job training methods that are being used by the organization. The next training method is off the job method. Off the job method means what? The method or the training, here what happens, the employee is given a gap in the work, a gap you can say, or a small break from his routine work activity, and sent for the training, to have the further training for improvising or development of his career ladder. So it is generally carried out to whom? It is generally carried out to develop the managerial skills. So off the job training is generally provided to whom? Where you want to orient the managerial skills of the employee. So off the job training is been carried out. So these are the various list of methods that are used under off the job. The first method is induction. Induction means what? Generally everyone knows induction. It is a orientation given to the new employees. If an employee is new into the organization, then ultimately at the first stage he has been introduced with the organization, its policies, its program, how the work is done. All these things are being trained for the new employee at the initial stage. So that is known as induction. Second is vestibule. Now basically vestibule means what? Vestibule, it is a vestibule room. A room has been formed. Room, it is also known as a dummy room. Dummy room, a similar model is been prepared, or it is been ready as exactly as the place where the person is actually going to work. Okay, so that is said as what? Vestibule learning. So vestibule training is given to whom or which employees? Ultimately the employee who is going to work in the heavy machineries, which machine cost more. Okay, the machine price is more, or it can be more required of skills. So here what happens, directly on the job they cannot train the employee, because what? If the machine has an error, then there will be a big loss for the organization. So to avoid such kind of losses, a vestibule room is been designed. Okay, and there they train the employee how to operate the particular heavy machineries, or you can say how to. Now take for example, if nowadays technology is improved and everything we have to do in the computerized manner. So if you say in a banking, or a person working in a bank, he has to operate with the software. So directly that trainee is not sitting in the place where the software has to be operated. Take for example, the another PC is been operated where the software is been uploaded, and then the person, the trainer, gives him the information that what is the software, how to fill the data, what will be the output. Okay, so if this happens in the actual on the job, what problems can arise? If any entry is being done wrong, then it can affect the output, and which can affect the annual data of your organization. So to avoid such kind of error, what they do, they make a dummy model in front of the trainee, so that he can get a particular idea what exactly the machine is, what exactly the software is, and how I have to work on it. Okay, so that is what, that is the vestibule method of training. Next is role play. Role play, it is which method? The word itself defines role play. You have to play a particular role, or you have to enact that particular role, so that you can get an idea how to do or carry out the work. So generally, take for example, in this case also a problem situation is stimulated, asking the employee to assume the role of a particular person in the situation, and that person's role is being analyzed by the trainer, and the feedback is given to him whether the person has done it right or wrong. See, take for example, if you consider a salesman, when he is a salesman or a salesperson, so what the trainer does, he brings this person, trainee, in front of him. He makes 4 people to work to play the role of 4 different customer. It may be an angry customer, it may be a shy customer, it may be a question customer. So there are several types of customers. So how the trainee will face, or how the trainee will convince the product to such kind of customers. So such kind of role, through the role play, they make the trainee expertise to communicate with the customers, different types of customers. And here the convincing pattern is being checked, the communication pattern is being checked, and then if there is any kind of error, or if there is any kind of improvement needed, the trainer teaches him in this particular method. So this is what it is, a role play. Next is lecture method. Lecture method, see, this method is generally a traditional method used for whom? Used for when the trainee are larger in number, where there may be 50 trainees at a time, there may be 60 trainees at a time. So at a time when the trainees are at the larger number, so generally the knowledge is being imparted in the lecture format. Okay, so that is the next method. Afterwards is case method. Case method means what? Generally it is for the management perspective. So in this, the trainee is given a real-time problem confronted by a business. This method can enhance analytical and critical thinking of an employee. See, nowadays, if suppose a person is taking MBA course, okay, it is a professional course where futuristically he is going to become a manager. So managers' analytical and critical thinking should be strong. So to making them strong, what they do in their academics itself, they have designed what? Case study methods. So questions are planned in a case study method. So a particular case is being given, and how the trainee looks towards the case, how he analyzes the case, and how he has been giving the solution to solve the particular case is been trained in this particular method, that is case method. Next is management games. So management games is what? Or you can say business games. Management games, it is also known as business game. This training method develops or results in coordination, team building, decision making, and etc. So basically business games, different types of games are being played, so that when we are working in an organization, we have to work as a team. We have to coordinate each other. So this is only possible when we play some different kinds of games. So there are, see, nowadays there are different games planned for the management, so that the employee learns how to coordinate with my teammates, how to build the team building, what kind of decisions are important, how should be the leader, how should be the focus. All these things we learn through the management games. So that is one of the job method. Next is in basket exercise. In basket exercise means what? In this particularly, there is a particular basket, and some situations of business are being put into the basket, and they see how the employee sequentialize the problems in what is the first priority, what is the second priority, what is the third priority that the person is doing. So that is in basket exercise. You can understand here the trainee priority, what kind of priority he is giving towards the work area. So there are various tasks, general tasks, it can be some difficult task that are exercise put into the basket. So here you can understand his again the priorities, and then you can guide him how to actually do at the work area. So that is the another method. Last method is discussion method. Now discussion method means what? So take for example, here also a particular situation is given and every person in the group is told to share their ideas. A general discussion, or you can say brainstorming, is done. Discussion method means what? It is a brainstorming method. Here every brain gives their idea, share their idea with each person in the group, and here you can understand how to, what kind of new ideas